Hey guys, what is going on? Kulprit here, and welcome back. Sorry about that little kind of break I took. As I told you in a previous video, life got a little hectic with my little dude starting school. Then I got a little sick, a little under the weather. I'm just starting to kind of get my voice back. Then we got slammed by some, I guess, unforeseen deadlines at work that we kind of had to hustle and get done. Got home, I was just wiped out. Didn't feel like doing anything, much less getting on here and editing and these things. But today, I kind of wanted to talk about a topic that I was a little surprised by. It was kind of the community's reaction to the announcement that there would be no M16A3 in Battlefield 4. And we heard a lot, be forums, Twitter, comments on other people's videos that, oh my god, no more OP gun, the noobs are gonna have to use something else, and I was kind of surprised by this, because I didn't know if it was people not really thinking about it, or people just not realizing how shooters work. And to kind of illustrate that, you can see in the background, this is me trying to use an M16A4. Just I figured it'd be good to have some footage behind here as I talked about this. I struggled with it. I didn't like it at all. It's very accurate, which is great. It has all the attributes, the good things of an M16A3, the quick reload and all that. It just jammed on me a lot, and it drove me nuts. I prefer the KH-2002. That's where I sit right now. We'll see. Battlefield 4 will be another game. We'll see what we get there. So, like I said, we saw a lot of people rejoicing at this. And for those who don't know, they have confirmed that Battlefield 4 will not include the M16A3. What does that mean? The M16A3 is the fully automatic version of the M16 platform. It will have the M16A4, which is the burst fire single shot weapon of that platform. So we will have some variant of the M16. We just will not have the God gun, Alpha gun, M16A3 as we've all known in Battlefield 3. And some people are very happy about this. I don't get the hate on the M16A3. Now listen, historically the M16 hasn't been that crazy powerful gun in all guns up to this point. It just happens to be that gun in Battlefield 3. Basically all DICE has done here is they've removed the text from their database. They haven't removed anything. There's gonna be unbalanced guns. There's gonna be potentially an OP gun in Battlefield 4. In fact, I'd almost guarantee you, at least in the early going, there's going to be an overpowered weapon, if not more than one, that people are gonna flock to, that you're gonna bang your head against the door because you continue to get killed by this gun all over the place. That's the nature of shooters. Now, I was kind of surprised to hear that they had removed the M16A3, and I was a little worried at first because, I was like, wait a minute. Is this just lazy development? Are they just removing because they don't know what to do with it? Like, they're just not sure. Well, how do we balance this? How do we make this fit? Because I felt like it wasn't that bad. Now, there was an alpha tier in Battlefield 3. I think we can all agree on that. Whether you feel the M16 was overpowered or not, I do not feel it was overpowered. I do feel it was probably the best gun in the game. It was the best all-around gun. It didn't lack for anything, really, and that was kind of what set it apart. But it was certainly an alpha gun, and it certainly was at the top, okay? But I felt like there's two other guns that could really hang with it, the M416 and the AEK, and I think most people would agree that that was the case. These three set themselves apart from the crowd, and they really shone in all variety of engagements, maps, game modes, everything. And that's where they differentiated it from the other guns, say the L85, the F2000. These guns had places they would excel, but they had trade-offs where they would lack. Those three guns did not have that. So that was what made them so much better than all the rest. So I felt like, did they just not know what to do in the M16, how to make it fit in, or did they just get tired of hearing about it, so let's just take it out? That concerned me. But then, I started thinking about it, and maybe they're just doing it to reflect the real-world environment a little better. Because, as I'm told, real life military, and I hate doing this. I hate drawing parallels to real life to games. The M4 platform is more widely used, as well as the M16A4, and not as much the M16A3. They tend to use the burst fire and the single fire, and as I'm told by some of the guys that have served, you rarely, if at all, ever change the fire mode off single shot, and that's just how they're taught. So if this is just to reflect more what's going on in real world, I'm okay with that, because we know Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 are more contemporary shooters, slightly futuristic. I think it was like, what was it, about 2023, I think, or some 2030 maybe was Battlefield 3. It was slightly in the future, and I assume Battlefield 4 is just going to continue on with that, so I'm okay with that. But this notion that everybody's celebrating that there will be no OP guns, there will be no unbalanced guns, is just silly, guys. So perhaps Battlefield 3 was your first real shooter that you paid attention to or not. If that's the case, or maybe you just forgot because you were so focused, just wipe that away. Come to grips with the fact there's going to be unbalanced weapons, there's going to be underpowered weapons, and there's going to be overpowered weapons. That's just how it goes. When we're talking a game as complex as Battlefield and Battlefield 4 specifically, it's very, very hard to balance everything on any given day. And that's something they're always working toward. Now, that's what we need to see out of DICE. We need to have that faith in them that they're going to continue to work at it. Now, that's a whole other video for a whole other day. But in theory, that's what it is. They're going to be working every day to make sure everything's balanced, because anytime you tweak anything, it has ripple effects, as we all know, in many facets of life. So the notion that there's going to be no OP weapons, the notion that there's going to be no unbalanced weapons is just funny to me. And you guys need to just kind of step back and realize that all they did was delete a name out of the database. There's still going to be the quote-unquote M16A3 in Battlefield 4. It's just going to be called something different, guys. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's going to be a lot of unbalanced weapons? I guess you have a lot of unbalanced weapons and everything's balanced, right? But what weapon do you think might be kind of the best candidate to be that OP, that alpha, that god gun in Battlefield 4? I know it's hard to tell until we got our hands on it, but what one are you maybe rooting for to be that #1 gun that you typically enjoy the most? Like always, guys, thanks so much for the support. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like. It does really help me out. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. We got a lot of really good stuff coming along as we inch closer and closer to Battlefield 4 that I am so excited for. I'm amped. Starting to get a little crazy here. But otherwise, guys, have a good day. Take care.